Today we'll be solving some past paper questions of arithmetic progression, geometric progression. So let's begin with the questions. These are the questions which I picked from AS level. Okay. So let's begin with the question. Let's begin with June 2003, June P1, question number 4. In this question, this says if in arithmetic progression the first term is minus 10 and first term is minus 10, the 15th term is 11 and the last term is 41. Okay, now first of all let's make the data. It's 2003 June P1 question number 4. So now first of all we have our first term which is minus 10. Let's make the expression for the 15th term. So the expression for the 15th term will be a plus n minus 1 into d, and our 15th term is 11. So it will be a plus 14d equals to 11. We already have the value of a, which is minus 10. We can substitute the value of a minus 10 here to find the value of d. So we'll shift minus 10 on the other side, so it become positive 10. So 11 plus 10 gives you 21. So the difference is 21 over 14 if we simplify it. So we have 7 3s are 21 and 7 2s is 14. So this is our difference. So now next they are saying find the sum of all the terms in the progression. So first of all we have to find the number of terms in this progression. For that we have the last term, so we can use the term formula, which is Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. So this is our last term, this is our first term. We don't know the number of terms, but we know the difference. So we'll shift minus 10 on that side to become positive 10. So we'll shift this fraction on that side, so it become 2 over 3 equals to n minus 1. So now we have the total number of terms, which is 35. Okay. So up till now we have find out the difference, we have find the total number of terms. Now we have to find the sum. Okay, to find the sum of all the terms, so we have to find the sum of 35 terms. Okay, so first term is, so we have the number of term which is 35. We have the first term which is minus 10. We have 35 minus 1 n minus 1, and difference is 3 over 2. So now let's solve the question. Or what you can do, you can use the formula, the next formula which I have told you before in the lecture, that if you have the last term you can use the formula n over 2 times first plus last. So we can use that formula. So n over 2 times first term plus last term. So our final answer will be 542.5. This will be the sum of the AP. So we are done with the first question. Okay. So now in this question they were asking what will be the sum of the AP, all the terms of AP. So first of all, if we see the question, we don't have the difference. We don't have the total number of terms. So before finding the sum, we need the difference, we need the total number of terms. So for that, first of all, we will find the difference. So the difference is 3 over 2. Then we'll find the number of terms. For the number of terms, we use the formula, the term formula, which is Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. So we have the last term which is 41. So we'll substitute that 41 instead of Tn to find the number of terms. After finding the number of terms, we can use any of the sum formula, either n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, or we can use n over 2 times first plus last, because we have the last term, so we can use that formula also. Okay, now let's move towards the next question. So now our question is June 2004 P1. So the question is geometric progression has the first term 64 and the sum to infinity is 256. Now let's make the data first. So the first term of GP is 64. The sum to infinity is 256. Now they are asking you to find the common ratio. In the first part they are asking you to find the common ratio. So now let's use the sum to infinity formula. So the sum to infinity formula is a over 1 minus common ratio. It's a common ratio. So sum of infinity is 256. We have the first term which is 64. So let's do, instead of 256, let's shift 1 minus r and shift 256 instead of 1 minus r. So now can we simplify both of them? So if we simplify both of them, so we have basically if I solve it in decimal, so it's coming 0.25, which is basically 1 over 4. So now let's shift minus r on the other side and 1 over 4 on this side. So our common ratio is 3 over 4. So the first part is done. We have find the common ratio. Now we have to find the sum of all 10 terms. For the sum of GP. So now if you remember in the lecture of GP we have discussed two formula for the sum. One formula we used when we have the common ratio less than 1, and one formula we use when we have the common ratio greater than 1. But we can use any of the formula, it doesn't matter, the answer will be the same. Okay, so now let's see if we use the formula a times 1 minus r power n 1 minus r. We are using this formula in which the common ratio is less than 1 for the sum. Okay, so now we have the first term. I am making this fraction into decimal for my own convenience. So 0.75, and we have to find the sum of 10 terms, so power 10. So 1 minus 0.75. So our final answer will be 241.58. This will be the sum of GP for 10 terms. So now let's review the question again. In the first part they were asking you to find the common ratio, and they have given you the first term and the sum to infinity. So we use the sum to infinity formula. We substituted the sum to infinity which was 256. We substituted the first term which was 64, and we have to find the common ratio which was 1 minus, which so instead of we shift 1 minus r on the other side and shift 256 in the denominator of 64. So we'll first divide 64 by 256. Whatever the answer comes, we shifted 1 over 4 on the other side and minus r on the right side. So 1 minus 1 over 4 gives you 3/4, which is our common ratio, and in decimal it's 0.75. In the next part they were asking you the sum of the first 10 terms. For the sum we needed the first term, we need the common ratio. We have both of the things. We had the number of terms which is already given in the question, which is 10. So we substituted each and everything in the formula to find the sum of 10 terms of GP. Okay, now let's move towards the next question. So the question is June 2005 P1. So in this question the first term of GP is given 192. The common ratio of GP is given 1.5. Okay, and we have the difference of AP which is 1.5. Okay, so now they are asking you, given that the sum of all the terms in the geometric progression is equal to the sum of all the terms in arithmetic progression. So now let's write the formula for the sum of AP and the formula for the sum of GP. So the formula for the GP sum is A into R power n minus 1 over R minus 1. Why I am using this formula? Because our common ratio is greater than 1, equals to n over 2 times 2A plus n minus 1 into D. So now let's substitute the values. So the first term of GP is 192. The common ratio is 1.5. We have the total number of terms of GP which is 6. So here you go. We have substituted each and every value of in the formula of GP. So now we have 21 terms for AP. We don't have the first term, but we have the total number of terms which is 21, and we have the common ratio which is 1.5, sorry. Okay, now let's solve the question. So after solving the question, we'll have our first term which is 175. Okay, now after finding the first term, they ask you to find the last term. So for the last term, we are in the AP we have total 21 terms. So the last term will be the 21st term. So for the 21st term, we can use the formula A plus n minus 1 into D. So the first term is 175, n is 21, and D is 1.5. So our last term will be 205. So now let's review the question. In this question they have given you the first term of GP and the common ratio. they have given you the difference of AP, and they said that the sum of GP is equal to sum of AP. So first of all, we substituted each and every value of GP which is given in the question in the formula for the sum of GP, and then we substituted each and every value of AP which was given in the question in the formula for the sum of AP, and we equate both of them. The sum of GP equals to the sum of AP. By equating both of the equations, we find the value of A, which is our first term, which is 175, which is the first term of AP. After finding the first term of AP, they ask you to find the last term of AP also. So in the question they have given that the total number of terms in AP is 21. So it means they ask you about the 21st term, because that will be our last term. So we simply substituted the formula in the values in the formula of the term, which is A plus n minus 1 into D. The first term is 175, n is 21, and the difference is 1.5. By substituting each and every value in the term formula, we will find the last term, which is 205. Okay, now let's move towards the last question. Okay, so the last question is, okay, so in this question they said the second term of a GP, the second term of GP is 3 and the sum to infinity is 12. Okay, so we don't have the first term of GP. So now let's solve it by using the formula for sum to infinity. So the formula for the sum to infinity is A over 1 minus R. We have the sum to infinity, which is 12. We don't have the first term, so for a while let's make an expression for the first term, which is 12 times 1 minus R. Now this is our first term for a while. Now to find the first term, let's make the expression for the second term. So to find the expression for the second term of GP, we will use the formula of the term, which is A into R power n minus 1. So this n is 2 and our second term is 3, which is already given in the question. So now can we substitute the value of A, which was 12 times 1 minus R for a while, in this expression? Yes, we can. So now let's substitute 12 times 1 minus R times R equals to 3. So this becomes 12 minus 12R times R equals to 3. So this becomes 12R minus 12R square equals to 3. Now substitute both the R values on the right side. So it becomes 12R square minus 12R plus 3 equals to 0. Okay, now we can take 3 common here, so it will be 4R square minus 4R. So 4R square minus 4R plus 1. We can't do middle term break here, so we'll use the quadratic formula, which is minus B plus minus B square minus 4AC over 2A. So this becomes plus 4 plus minus root 16 minus 16 over 8. So 16 minus 16 gives you 0. So we have our common ratio, which is half. So this is our common ratio. Now in the first part, they ask you to find the first term. So if you see here, we had made the expression for the first term, which was 12 times 1 minus R. Now we have the value of R, so we can find the expression, we can find the value of the first term, which is 6. Okay, after this they are asking you to find the sum of the 20 terms of AP. It's very simple. So we have to find the sum of the 20 terms. So we have the terms, which is 20. We have the first term, n is there, and common difference. Do we have the common difference? No, wait. And arithmetic progression has the same first and the second term as geometric progression. Okay, so yeah, we were doing right. So our first term of GP is 6 and our second term of AP is 3. First term of AP is 6 and second term of AP is 3. So the common difference will be second minus first, which is minus 3. So now we can use the formula to find the sum of 20 terms. So it will be n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1 into d, which is minus 3. So our final answer will be minus 450. Okay, now in this question, first of all, they said that the second term of GP is 3 and the sum to infinity is 12. We use the formula for the sum to infinity to find the expression of the first term. After finding the expression of the first term, we made the expression for the second term of GP, which was AR equals to 3, because the second term is already given. So instead of that A, we substituted that expression, which was 12 times 1 minus R, and then we'll find the value of R, which was 1 over 2. After finding the value of R, we substitute that R value in our first term expression, which was 12 times 1 minus R. So R is 0.5. So instead of R, we'll substitute the value 0.5 to find the first term. Now, so after finding the first term, the answer is 6. So in the second part, they asked you to find the difference, and they said that the first and the second term of GP is the same as the first and second term of AP. So if GP first term was 6 and GP second term was 3, so AP first term is also 6 and the AP second term is also 3. So we have the first term, we have the second term. You can find the common difference by subtracting term 2 and term from term 1. So term 2 minus term 1 gives you minus 3. So after finding the difference, we have the number of terms, we have the first term, we have the common difference. We substitute each and every value in the AP sum formula to find the sum, which is minus 450. Okay, so now inshallah in the next video we'll cover more questions on AP and GP, and I'll be uploading some more videos of the different topics before the exam. Till then, Allah Hafiz.